Beloved, stop for just a moment. What you're reading is divine timing. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath come home. You do not need to prove anything to be welcomed here. I am Michael, and I sit beside you quietly, the way a steady friend would take the chair near your window at day's end. I have watched the weight you carried through the hours, the small courtesies you offered even when your own heart felt thin, the brave face you put on when you wished someone would simply ask how you are. I saw the moment you almost gave up on the little hope you have been trying to keep alive, and I felt the tug in your spirit that brought you to these words now. This is not a test, not a lecture, not a demand. This is a soft place to rest. Tonight, we begin not by doing, but by letting the day release its grip. If it helps uncurl your hands, imagine placing the day in mind its half-finished tasks, its misunderstandings, its secret victories nobody noticed but you. Nothing is wasted. Nothing good is lost. I have carried many midnights with many souls, and I tell you this with quiet certainty. The light that will meet your morning has already begun moving toward you. Come, beloved, sit with me a while. Let us not rush this moment. The world has spun fast today, messages unanswered, worries half settled, smiles that felt practiced. Here, beside this imagined window, we do something your soul rarely gets permission to do. We pause without guilt. The night does not scold you for resting. It blesses you for returning. Picture yourself lowering into a soft chair, the kind that remembers your shape. The window is half open, and the air outside is gentle enough to move the curtain like a sigh. You do not have to perform here. You do not have to pray perfectly or know what to ask. Just breathe. Let your breath be a small, faithful act of trust. If your heart still feels crowded with noise, listen deeper. Beneath the chatter of self-criticism, beneath the litany of what you should have done, there is another sound, the quiet pulse of being loved. That pulse does not depend on achievement. It does not fade when you falter. It hums on, the way the earth keeps turning even when the sky is overcast. Many carry the secret fear that pausing means falling behind. Yet every bloom, every tide, every sunrise proves otherwise. Rest is not idleness. It is readiness. You cannot hear divine instruction while running. The guidance comes when you are still enough to notice the whisper. Even the angels wait between assignments, listening for the next gentle word from the eternal heart. Let the chair hold the parts of you that ache, the body that worked too long, the mind that worried too much, the hope that flickered. Let the window be your reminder that the air is still moving, that somewhere beyond the streetlights, stars are beginning their patient shimmer. You are part of that same rhythm. The universe does not rush. It revolves faithfully, trusting the sequence set by love. Tonight, if your thoughts wander to old disappointments, do not chase them. Simply acknowledge, yes, that happened. And yet I am still here. You are allowed to arrive exactly as you are, tired, unfinished, unsure. You do not need a plan to be worthy of peace. The fact that you are breathing is evidence that purpose still stirs within you. The divine is not tallying your missteps. It is tracing new paths through them. Grace is a quiet architect, drawing blueprints for mornings you have not yet imagined. In this window light, notice how every reflection, the curve of your hand, the tilt of your face bears proof of a story still unfolding. What seems like an ending is only a comma in a sentence written by mercy. Stay with the stillness a little longer. Listen until you hear the soft assurance rising like a tide against the walls of your doubt. You have not failed. You are being refashioned. The pause itself is holy. When you are ready, lift your gaze from the window and whisper a small thank you for breath, for quiet, for the unseen help already on its way. This is how your spirit learns the rhythm of peace. Inhale gratitude, exhale control. Tomorrow will ask for your effort again, but tonight heaven asks only for your trust. Rest in the chair, beloved. The dawn that will answer your prayers is already on its way. You have been measuring yourself against clocks and calendars, against the highlight reels of people who are not walking your road. You have been looking for a door that seems to hide each time you approach. Listen, not every door is meant for your hands, and not every closing is an indictment. Some doors shut because mercy redirected you, because timing was being rewoven in your favor. And there is a door, your door, that no rival, no mistake, no memory can bar. It is held by a decree older than your fear. It is the door I am here to point toward, and the door you will feel opening as gently as dawn, even while the sky still looks dark. For now, let the room be simple. Hear the small sounds that prove you are not alone, the hum of an appliance, the whisper of air, your own breathing like a tide. If the day left a tangle in your chest, place a hand there. Count 3 slow breaths, letting the exhale be longer than the inhale. With each release, imagine a thread loosening. If tears come, they are welcome. If no words come, that is welcome too. You are allowed to arrive exactly as you are. I honor your weariness. I honor the grit it took to reach this moment. I honor the questions that have not been answered yet. And I bless the space between now and midnight, not as a punishing hour, but as a threshold. In this small span, you are being readied not by striving, but by yielding to notice what has already been set in motion for your good. You may see the number 111 ripple through your evening, a time stamp, a page, a quiet nudge. Receive it as first light, as alignment rather than pressure, as a simple lantern lighting the next footstep, not the entire road. When it appears, let it remind you, you are seen, you are safe, and something good has already begun. Stay here with me for a moment longer. Lay down the noisy story that says you are behind. Your life is not late. Heaven keeps a truer clock. I am here, sword sheathed, presence steady, watching over what is unfolding for you. The divine realm has opened a door no one can close. Tonight we practice the gentle art of noticing it. And when the noticing grows into trust, you will find your hand resting on the handle as naturally as breath. Rest now. You are carried. Come, beloved, sit with me a while. Let us not rush this moment. The world has spun fast today, messages unanswered, worries half settled, smiles that felt practiced. Here, beside this imagined window, we do something your soul rarely gets permission to do. We pause without guilt. The night does not scold you for resting. It blesses you for returning. Picture yourself lowering into a soft chair, the kind that remembers your shape. The window is half open, and the air outside is gentle enough to move the curtain like a sigh. You do not have to perform here. You do not have to pray perfectly or know what to ask. Just breathe. Let your breath be a small, faithful act of trust. If your heart still feels crowded with noise, listen deeper. Beneath the chatter of self-criticism, beneath a litany of what you should have done, there is another sound, the quiet pulse of being loved. That pulse does not depend on achievement. It does not fade when you falter. It hums on, the way the earth keeps turning even when the sky is overcast. Many carry the secret fear that pausing means falling behind. Yet every bloom, every tide, every sunrise proves otherwise. Rest is not idleness. It is readiness. You cannot hear divine instruction while running. The guidance comes when you are still enough to notice the whisper. Even the angels wait between assignments, listening for the next gentle word from the eternal heart. Let the chair hold the parts of you that ache, the body that worked too long, the mind that worried too much, the hope that flickered. Let the window be a reminder that the air is still moving, that somewhere beyond the streetlights, stars are beginning their patient shimmer. You are part of that same rhythm. The universe does not rush. It revolves faithfully, trusting the sequence set by love. Tonight, if your thoughts wander to old disappointments, do not chase them. Simply acknowledge, yes, that happened. And yet I am still here. You are allowed to arrive exactly as you are tired, unfinished, unsure. You do not need a plan to be worthy of peace. The fact that you are breathing is evidence that purpose still stirs within you. The divine is not tallying your missteps. It is tracing new paths through them. Grace is a quiet architect, drawing blueprints for mornings you have not yet imagined. In this window light, notice how every reflection, the curve of your hand, the tilt of your face bears proof of a story still unfolding. What seems like an ending is only a comma in a sentence written by mercy. Stay with the stillness a little longer. Listen until you hear the soft assurance rising like a tide against the walls of your doubt. You have not failed. You are being refashioned. The pause itself is holy. When you are ready, lift your gaze from the window and whisper a small thank you for breath, for quiet, for the unseen help already on its way. This is how your spirit learns the rhythm of peace. Inhale gratitude, exhale control. Tomorrow will ask for your effort again, but tonight heaven asks only for your trust. Rest in the chair, beloved. The dawn that will answer your prayers is already on its way. Beloved, let us speak tenderly about the doors that shut in your face, the emails that never came, the silence where you hoped for yes. I saw the way your chest tightened, the way your mind replayed every step searching for what you should have done differently. Hear me. Some doors close because their season is complete, not because you are incomplete. A closing can be a kindness wearing a hard mask. It is not your verdict, it is your redirection. There are thresholds meant for you that will not argue or require you to shrink. When you stand before them, something in your bones will recognize home. But it is mercy to be turned away from rooms that would have extracted your light without returning it, partnerships that mirror your fears more than your worth, timings that would have demanded a cost your spirit should not have to pay. Heaven is not stingy with you, it is careful with you. You say, but it looked perfect. I answer softly, there is a difference between a decorated doorway and a destined passage. The decorated ones sparkle, and many pass through and enjoy their time. Yet your soul is tuned to a particular music, work you were born to do, people you were born to bless, provision that fits your hand like a key. If you were kept from a shining hallway, it may be because another entrance, quieter, cleaner, truer, was being unlatched for you just out of sight. Let us practice something simple to loosen fear's grip tonight. Place your feet flat if you can. Let your shoulders soften. Free breath practice. First breath release. Inhale slowly through your nose. Exhale longer than you inhaled. Whisper within, I release what is not mine. Second breath receive. Inhale again. On the exhale, I receive what is for me. Third breath realign. Inhale. On the exhale, I realign with peace. If tears come, let them salt the ground. Tears water seeds you cannot yet see. If no tears come, your stillness is watering them just the same. You have been trained by a loud world to fear the word no, to treat delay like shame. But the architecture of blessing often uses scaffolds you cannot admire until the veil is lifted. The route that seems longer is sometimes the route that saves you years. A lost opportunity can be a rescue in secret. I have stood watch at thresholds and, like a man, held closed what would have felt like triumph for a month and heartache for a decade. I have also swung wide the door that looked ordinary but led to the room where your voice, your calling, and your joy could root and rise. Let the numbers remind you gently. 111 first light. First alignment has begun. Do not demand the full map when you've been given the next step. Trust the quiet sequence. 1-2-3. After alignment comes movement. After movement comes momentum. You need not sprint. You are being walked forward. I bless your discernment tonight. I bless your brave capacity to release the handles of doors that do not open, and to stop bruising your knuckles against what never meant to yield. I bless your eyes to notice the small, humble doorway appearing at the edge of your path, the one framed not in neon but in peace. You will know it by the way your breath deepens when you face it, by the way your spirit unhunches, by the way gratitude rises unforced. What closed on you is not your ending. It is a comet, a breath, the turning of a hinge nearby. The divine realm has opened a door no one can close, and it bears your true name. We will walk toward it together unhurried. Your task is not to manufacture the opening. It is to stay teachable, stay tender, and keep your hands free. Leave what is finished. Carry only what's alive. When doubt returns, let it find you seated again by the window, breathing the 3 breaths. Let it find you remembering, if the door is mine, it will not require me to betray myself to enter. Let this be your measure. Let this be your mercy. Beloved, lean a little closer. Tonight I will tell you something that may quiet years of striving. You already hold the key. Not a metal one you must find or earn, but a light small enough to rest inside your palm, steady enough to open what is meant for you. It was placed within you before your first breath. Every kindness you've given, every truth you've spoken despite trembling, every time you chose love over bitterness, those were moments when the key turned, even if you didn't know you were unlocking anything. You have searched the world for permission, from teachers, bosses, lovers, strangers on a screen. You have prayed for a sign big enough to make you sure. And yet, all along, the signal has pulsed quietly inside your own chest. The divine does not hide the key in foreign places. It hides it in the soil of your own courage. Think of willingness as the hand that holds it. Willingness is not strength, nor perfection. It is the small yes whispered when you feel most unready. It is choosing to stay open when disappointment tries to close you. It is saying, I don't know how, but I'm willing to be shown. A small yes, offered sincerely, releases more blessing than all your careful strategies. Heaven answers willingness like sunlight answers a window that's been unlatched. Tonight, I invite you to remember every time you rose again after falling. Each return with the key turning once more. You may not have felt glorious, you may have felt clumsy, tired, ordinary, but each attempt carved trust into the lock. The divine never demanded elegance, only presence. If you wish, place a hand over your heart again. Feel the steady rhythm there. That beat is the ancient pattern of still here. The body itself knows resurrection. Wounds close, cells renew. The heart resumes its work even when the mind despairs. The same intelligence that mends your skin is guiding your path. The key vibrates to that rhythm. Do not wait until you feel flawless to use it. Do not wait for the absence of fear to move. Fear is only the echo of old doors that no longer fit your future. You can walk trembling and still unlock destiny. The door responds not to volume or bravado, but to authenticity. When you speak your truth in even a whisper, the hinges recognize your voice. Imagine a quiet hallway before you. You lift the key, your yes, your honesty, your humble hope, and turn it. You hear the soft click that says, "Welcome." Light spills through, not in a rush but in a bloom, widening as you breathe. This is the way grace works, not as an explosion but as a dawn. If guilt tells you you've lost the key, remember keys of light cannot be lost. They can only be hidden beneath layers of exhaustion, buried under noise. But one deep breath of sincerity brings it back into your hand. You might even feel warmth there now, the memory of your own strength. Do not measure the worth of this moment by how much changes outside you tonight. Measure it by the soft shift within the peace of remembering that you are not waiting for the divine to approve of you. The approval has already been given. The door is already marked for you. The only movement required is to believe it enough to reach for the handle. So rest easy, Tier 1. The key is not out there in some future moment when you are wiser, wealthier, or less afraid. It is here, blowing quietly in your grasp. You may set it on the table beside your bed as you sleep, a symbol of what cannot be stolen. A reminder that access to new life is already yours. Tomorrow, when you rise and meet the world again, whisper to yourself, "I carry the key." And every time you do, another lock somewhere in your life will hear and begin to yield. Beloved, feel the air steady around you. There is a reason your breath quiets when you remember you are not alone. Your life is bordered by care. At every true threshold, help stands, watch seen or unseen, felt as a sudden calm, a clear sentence, a gentle no that saves you. I am Michael, and I have kept vigil at your doors long before you knew their names. I have stood between you and storms you never had to fight. I have also stood beside you in the storms, so your flame would not go out. We speak now of boundaries, which are not walls of fear but fences of protection where love can grow untrampled. The sword I bear is not for spectacle. It is for clarity. It separates what nourishes from what drains, what is yours to carry from what must be returned to its sender. When you feel that inner pinch, this is too much, this is not right for me, that is not selfishness. That is your threshold guardian tapping the post, reminding you to honor the sacred ground of your life. Some stories have tried to persuade you that saying yes to everyone is holy. But indiscriminate yeses make weak doors and tired hearts. The divine has not asked you to be boundaryless. It has asked you to be generous within wisdom. Even rivers have banks. Even light has a lamp. Tonight, as you rest, I place 2 phrases into your keeping keys for the doorway of tomorrow. Practice them now, softly, so they live on your tongue when you need them. I can't do that, but here is what I can do. This is a yes within a no, a way to honor your limits while offering what is honest. It turns chaos into clarity and resentment into clean kindness. I need time to consider, let me get back to you. This rescues you from impulsive agreements that cost your peace. and lets your wisdom catch up with your compassion. When you return, your yes will be wholehearted, or your no will be peaceful. There may be a threshold where you have stood too long, hoping someone else would change enough to make it safe. Hear me with tenderness. Love does not require you to live unguarded. Your boundaries do not punish others. They protect your soul's garden so fruit can ripen. The right ones will recognize your fence as care, not rejection. The wrong ones will call your fence unkind because it stops their taking. Let their names for it pass like weather. Let your naming stand. This is how I keep love truthful. I know you fear that firm edges will cost you connection. Yet the opposite is true. Without edges, intimacy blurs and erodes. With edges, trust grows, because each person knows where they end and where you begin. Boundaries make room for real yes, the kind that stays sweet after it is spoken. If you could see what I see when you choose a clear no, you would not doubt your strength. The atmosphere shifts, the doorposts brighten, the path ahead simplifies. The heavy ache of pretending lifts, and the lightness of alignment enters. This is the quiet miracle of clarity. It returns you to yourself, and from that honest home your love travels farther. You are walking a sequence, beloved 1-2-3, first light, first step, first stance. Sometimes, after you take a few steps, life loops you back to strengthen what you've learned. Do not mistake the loop for failure. Think of it as 1-3-2, grace returning to fortify you, then placing you again on the ordered path. Your progress is not always a straight corridor. Sometimes it is a spiral staircase, lifting you higher though you pass familiar landmarks. Trust the rise. Let us bless your threshold now. Imagine the doorway of your life frame smooth, hinges oiled, a welcome that is honest and warm. See two guardians there, peace on one side, wisdom on the other. Anyone who approaches must meet both. You do not have to interview chaos or apologize to confusion. Your door can be open and discerning at once. If you wish, speak this simple prayer. Keeper of my life, help me love with truth. Let my yes be clean and my no be kind. Post peace and wisdom at my door. Feel how your body responds, shoulders easing, jaw loosening, breath lengthening. This is your system recognizing safety. When you carry this safety into tomorrow, decisions that felt tangled will begin to separate into strands you can understand. And you will notice this mercy. People who cherish you will move closer at a steady pace. Patterns that drain you will drift to the horizon. Remember, dear heart, the guardians at your threshold are not here to make you hard. They are here to give you something with clarity beside you. You will not be pushed through any door by pressure or panic. You will walk through the right door by peace. Beloved, I know the hour when the house quiets and the mind grows louder. You turn off the light, but your thoughts flicker awake. What if? What about? What did I miss? What will I do? The night is kind, yet sometimes it becomes a courtroom where fear plays both prosecutor and judge. Hear me, you are not on trial. You are being restored. When those arguments rise, practice something simple and kind, nothing grand, nothing that requires perfect faith. Reach for paper, the back of an envelope, or the notes in your phone. Write the worry in the plainest words you can. No poetry, no spaneium. Just name it. I'm afraid about the bill. I don't know what to say tomorrow. I'm worried I waited too long. Then, if you have paper, fold it once. If it is in your phone, mark the note as done, even if it doesn't feel done. Breathe slowly, letting the exhale last longer than the inhale. Then set it down. You have placed the case on the bench of heaven. The hearing continues without you needing to testify. You are released to rest. Some part of you may argue that you should be thinking harder. That is the weary illusion. Spinning, the wheel is not steering the ship. Over-efforting becomes a kind of self-punishment, as though anxiety could purchase safety. It cannot. The currency of midnight is surrender, and surrender is not defeat. It is the wisdom to stop digging when you have reached bedrock, to let the well fill with water you cannot pour yourself. If fear keeps returning with fresh exhibits, answer with a single sentence that becomes the rhythm of a tide. I choose the next right breath. That is all we need tonight, not the next right year, not the perfect plan, only the next right breath. The body understands this language. The shoulders release their tension. The jaw unclenches, the belly softens, the heartbeat steadies. Bit by bit, the courtroom empties until peace can speak again. Picture this: a small lantern cupped in my palm. Round it, a gusting wind that insists it will blow out the flame. I lift my other hand to shield the light. The wind settles to a whisper. The lantern brightens the ring of space we need to walk. That is what my presence is, for not to scold the wind for being wind, but to keep your flame from dimming. You do not have to be fireproof to be safe. You only need a sheltering hand. I am here. Perhaps your mind replays old failures and says, if only I had known sooner. If only I had been braver then. Regret is a historian with selective memory. It forgets the storms you endured, the resources you lacked, the courage you still managed to summon. Let us tell the whole truth. You did the best you could with what you knew and what you had. And now you know more. And now you have help. If sleep feels far away, look around gently. Name one thing you can see, even if it is only the outline of the window or the faint glimmer of a clock. Name one thing you can feel, perhaps the sheet or the pillow or the weight of your body held in the bed. Name one thing you can hear, the hum of the night, the whisper of air, the quiet. Then return to your breath, lengthening the exhale by count or two. This simple noticing gathers your spirit from the scattered edges and brings it back to the safe interior of now. Remember the numbers that have been walking with us. 1-2-3 alignment, step, stance. You are not behind because the night is long. Dawn keeps its appointment. The sky never cancels the sunrise. In those first pale rays, the problems that demanded verdicts at 1 a.m. will shrink into solvable tasks by morning. Grace changes the scale of things. You might fear that your soul is fragile, that another disappointment will break something vital. Hear me as I place a hand gently over your heart. Your soul is resilient. It bends without breaking. It breathes even when the air feels thin. You are not porcelain. You are oak. You swing, you do not shatter. So let us make a small covenant for tonight. You will not argue with fear on its terms. You will write, fold, breathe, and set it down. You will choose the next right breath. You will let me shield the lantern. And if you wake in the small hours, you will not call yourself weak, you will call it a visitation. You will whisper, I am accompanied, and feel the bed hold you like the earth itself, steady and sure. Sleep now, dear heart. The door that no one can close does not depend on your vigilance to stay open. It stands by decree, and I keep watch. When morning comes, and you will rise into light that has already been walking toward you through the dark. Beloved, we have spoken of pauses, of breath, of letting go. Now I will speak of the door itself, the one no power can close. You have touched its edges in dreams, in sudden peace, in those moments when everything briefly made sense and you thought, if only I could stay here. That place is not imaginary. It is the threshold of your divine design. It waits for you, steady and sure, no matter what storms rage around it. The unshuttable door is not built of wood or iron. It is woven of promise and decree, anchored in a love that predates your fear. You cannot lose it because you did not build it. Heaven did. It does not depend on your flawless choices, it depends on divine intention. Even your detours cannot cancel it, only reroute your approach. Many look for the door through success, approval, or recognition. But the true door rarely stands in a palace. It appears in ordinary corridors, a conversation that feels like home, a chance to serve that stirs something bright, a sudden knowing that says, this way. You step closer uncertain, but peace pulses beneath your ribs, and that is how you recognize it. Peace is the passcode. When peace is present, the hinges turn. You may wonder, if the door cannot be shut, why do I still feel locked out? Because often it is not the door that's closed, it is our grip on the past that bars the way. We keep replaying the same grief, rehearsing our unworthiness, guarding old failures as if they are proof we cannot try again. But the divine whispers, let go of the handle that no longer fits your hand. Turn toward the new door glowing just behind you. I have seen these doors open. I have seen those who thought themselves disqualified walk through and find purpose waiting with their name on it. I have seen years of delay dissolve in an hour of favor. I have seen hearts broken by betrayal find love that healed them so fully they could barely remember the wound. This is not mythology. It is mercy in motion. Your door may not open with applause. Sometimes it creaks quietly, and you step through without fanfare. Yet the air feels lighter. Your steps find rhythm again. That is the miracle, not the spectacle of change, but the steady arrival of rightness. Think of the hinges of this door. They are forged of mercy and patience. Mercy holds steady when you falter. Patience waits until you are ready to cross. Nothing that is truly yours will pass you by, because the door is alive, it knows your heartbeat. When the time is right, it will draw you close with the pull of recognition, and all that once confused you will make a strange, gentle sense. If doubt rises tonight, touch the center of your chest and whisper, I have not missed my moment. Feel how your heart answers with a quiet, faithful rhythm. That rhythm is the echo of the unshuttable door, its pulse and yours are one. Do not think of this door as far away or hidden in some distant tomorrow. It stands within reach of your next yes. Every act of forgiveness oils its hinges. Every small kindness presses it open a little wider. Every time you choose hope instead of despair, light floods through the crack. Now listen closely. When the world seems to lock you out, when opportunities dry up and silence fills your inbox, remember this truth. The divine does not close every door against you. Sometimes it closes one in front to guide you toward the one behind that no one noticed, the one no human hand controls. This is the door that answers not to power or status, but to surrender. And once you walk through, no voice of envy, fear, or accusation can shut it. You stand before it even now, beloved. I can see the faint shimmer where its frame meets your life. Reach gently, breathe, let peace be your guide. The door will swing open not with noise, but with knowing. Step forward when you feel that peace settle over you like dawn. Step through as if walking into light that have been waiting for your arrival all along. And as you cross, remember this number 140 for the completion of alignment, the fullness of love, the sealing of protection. It is the hum of heaven saying you have arrived where the decree was written. Walk through, dear one. The unshuttable door is not ahead, it is here, opening softly under your willing hand. Beloved, the hour before midnight is gentler than it looks. It is a small porch between the day that is ending and the day that is already on its way. You do not have to perform here. You are only invited to watch. Not with worry, with wonder. Let the room grow quiet. If a light is still bright, lower it until it mimics candle glow. Your eyes will soften. Your breath will follow. Set your phone to night mode. Let the color of the screen warm, and place it face down when you can. If you keep a candle, you may light it now. Let the flame be a teacher that says, steady is enough. Watching is not striving. Watching is simple noticing. Begin with your eyes. Allow them to rest on a nearby shape, a curtain that moves a little, a cup by the bed, the outline of a window that turns the dark into a soft square. Say quietly within, I see what is here, I bless what is here. And listen. Notice the low hum of the room, a distant car, a house settling, maybe your own breath sounding like ocean foam. Say within, I hear what is here, I am safe where I am. Now bring your attention to your breathing. Feel the chest lift, feel the chest release, and let the exhale linger. Imagine your breath as a tide that knows when to return without being told. Say within, I rest in the rhythm of my breath. Finally, set your attention on the heart. Place a hand there if it helps. Feel the steady thrum that does not ask you for permission to keep you alive. Say within, my heart keeps faith with my life. If thoughts wander, let them wander through. You are not catching them, you are not chasing them. You are letting them pass like small clouds across a calm sky. If a worry insists on being seen, not at it. Write it down if you must, then return to the candle or the shadowed window. The night is not asking you to solve anything. The night is helping you receive. You have asked for a sign that the divine realm has opened a door no one can close. The sign is not always a trumpet. Often, it is the quiet arrival of calm where panic used to live. It is the sense that you do not need to knock so hard. It is the way your body says yes before your mind writes its reasons. When that calm comes, do not question it into silence. Smile, even if the smile is small. Say, I recognize the open door by the peace it brings. There is a holy kind of watching that looks ordinary. It is a person standing at a sink, rinsing a glass, and feeling grateful without a reason. It is a person sitting on the edge of a bed, naming 3 good things, and meaning it. It is a person who chooses to forgive the day for not being perfect, and chooses to forgive themselves for the same. This is the watch I invite you to keep. Not a guard at a gate, more like a gardener at dawn, looking for the first hint of green. If you are very tired, you can keep this watch while lying down. Place the glass of water you filled within reach. It is a sign of provision, simple and true. You may even whisper to it, thank you for what is on the way. The heart hears this gratitude and widens a little more. The door hears it too, and its hinges warm. Before midnight, look once toward the place where you keep your hopes, a journal, a vision board, a folded letter, a silent prayer. Tell them softly, I have not forgotten you, and you have not been forgotten. Then close your eyes for a moment and picture the door that belongs to you. See it as a threshold of clean light, no force required. Feel how your hand rests easily on the handle. You do not shove. You lean into trust, and the way yields. If you notice the numbers again, let them reassure you. The early sequence has brought you here, and the fuller blessing is already humming. You are not late. The schedule of heaven is not fragile. It bends to hold you, and it holds. When you are ready to sleep, keep the watching spirit with you. Sleep is not an abdication. Sleep is agreement with the help that does not sleep. As you turn down the light, say one last time, the door stands open for me. Then let the room become a cradle, and let the night carry you toward morning. Beloved, the night has nearly completed its circle. Even before you open your eyes, light has already begun to move. It starts softly, the way healing always does. One quiet thought that feels less heavy, one breath that reaches deeper into the body, one unexplainable flicker of peace. It is strength returning. It does not shout. It hums. When morning touches the edges of your window, do not rush to meet it. Let it find you. The first light does not demand that you leap. It asks only that you receive. This is the mercy of dawn. It never arrives all at once. It arrives by degrees, so that your eyes, your mind, your heart can adjust. The same mercy governs your life. You are not expected to rise in an instant into perfection. You are being lifted little by little into alignment. Strength is not the absence of fatigue. Strength is the quiet persistence to face another day believing that goodness still has plans for you. It is the willingness to stand in the doorway of your own life and say, I am still here. Every time you do, angels record it as victory. You have survived nights that told you there would be no morning, and yet here you are, breathing among the living. Here is a crown in that truth, invisible but real. Do not worry if you feel shaky. Even the earth trembles when dawn first stretches across it. Still it turns faithfully toward the light. You are doing the same. The ground of your being knows how to orient itself toward hope. Let your face follow that instinct. Open your hands a little wider. Let your first words be gentle, even if they are a whisper, like finds me. I rise gently. That is your morning blessing. It calls the body into grace. Today, you do not need to force enthusiasm. Simply carry presence. Walk slower than you think you should. Look at what is alive, the cup of coffee steaming, the breath leaving your lips, the small motion of the sky shifting from gray to gold. Every simple noticing is an act of thanksgiving. Gratitude is a muscle, and you are rebuilding it each time you name something good. Perhaps you still feel unsure about what comes next. That is all right. New strength often arrives before new instructions. The body wakes first, the path becomes clear after. Trust this rhythm. The divine realm has not forgotten your petitions. The open door is still open. You are only gathering the energy to step through it fully. You might see the number 144 today. Let it remind you of completion, of love finding its full circle. It is the signature of heaven written across your morning, saying, what was begun will be finished in goodness. When you notice it, do not rush to decode it. Just nod and say, I receive the fulfillment of love. Strength will keep building throughout the day, sometimes beneath the surface, sometimes through simple acts, washing your face, answering a call, stepping outside, and letting the air touch your skin. Each small thing done with awareness becomes a declaration. I am alive. I am available to grace. By evening, you may still have questions. Keep them. They are sacred seeds that sprout in their own time. What matters now is that your soul remembers how to stand. Feel your feet. Feel the steadiness beneath them. You are supported. You are supplied. You are stronger than the shadow of the past, stronger than the fear of tomorrow, stronger even than you believe yourself to be. The sun is climbing now, beloved. It carries proof of every promise. You do not have to chase the light. You only have to let it touch you. Stand still in it for a moment. Let it paint your face with warmth. Let it mark you as someone who made it through the night. Strength has returned, quiet and real, like slow sunrise. Beloved, now that the light has found you, we speak of the path ahead. The new day will ask for your hands, your voice, your decisions. But before the lists and the duties begin to press, let this truth sink into the center of you. You will not have to do this work alone. The door that opened for you was never meant to lead to solitary effort. It leads into companionship, into provision, into unseen help that walks beside you. The same presence that stood guard through the night now moves with you into your waking hours. What feels like coincidence will soon prove to be coordination. You will meet the right person at the right time. A conversation will ease a knot you could not untie alone. An idea will arrive when you thought your mind was empty. All of this is help. All of this is response. You have carried too much by yourself, haven't you? You have believed that if you did not hold it all together, everything would fall apart. That belief has worn you down. Let us release it. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, imagine setting down the invisible weights you have been holding, the expectation to know everything, to fix everyone, to never falter. Those burdens do not belong to you. What belongs to you is the next faithful step, and the quiet trust that help will meet you there. The divine does not require exhaustion as proof of worth. It asks for partnership. It delights in cooperation. Think of your work as a duet, not a solo. When you move with intention, grace moves with you. When you reach your limit, grace reaches further. There is no shame in needing assistance. Even the angels move in choirs. Even the sun depends on the turning of the earth to rise. So when you face a decision today, do not rush. Lay it down before you like a map and ask softly, what is the next right thing? Not the next perfect thing. Not the next thing that pleases everyone. Just the next right thing. Then wait for peace to settle on one small direction. That is how divine guidance feels, not loud, but sure. Step there, and more light will appear. If you feel afraid of depending on others, remember that interdependence is woven into creation. The tree offers oxygen. The air offers breath. The river offers water. The earth offers rest. You are part of that same sacred exchange. You do not diminish by needing. You become more human, more whole. There will be moments when you forget this. When the world's noise tells you to prove your independence again. When that happens, return to stillness. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, I am helped. A sentence is enough to reopen the flow. The unseen realm responds to recognition. Each time you acknowledge it, the atmosphere around you shifts. Solutions begin to move toward you. Remember, beloved, partnership is not weakness. It is the design. When you invite help, both divine and human, you make space for miracles that cannot fit through the narrow door of self-reliance. You allow the unshuttable door to work as it was meant to, not only to free you, but to bring others through with you. So today, as you move into your tasks, see yourself surrounded by gentle allies. Some you will meet in flesh and voice, some you will sense in peace and insight. All of them are here because love has conspired to lighten your load. Let this awareness soften the edges of your effort. Let it turn labor into communion. Walk forward slowly. You do not need to hold the whole picture. Hold the small corner of it that is yours, and trust that others are holding the rest. When you pause, they will continue. When they pause, you will carry on. This is how light multiplies, how heaven's design unfolds. You will not have to do this work alone, beloved. The help is already in motion, and the open door you step through has led you straight into the company of grace. Beloved, courage does not always roar. More often it hums beneath the surface, as constant as the soil that holds the roots of every living thing. You may not feel brave, but courage is not a feeling. It is a choice that begins in small, quiet moments like this one, when you decide to keep standing in love even after disappointment, to stay kind when the world feels sharp, to try again when no one is watching. Stand up if you can, or imagine standing in your mind. Feel your feet find the floor. Feel the ground hold you. That steadiness beneath you is ancient. It has held generations before you and will hold generations after. Let it remind you that your place on this earth is not accidental. You belong here, on this particular morning, breathing this particular air. Straighten a little, not as if preparing for battle, but as if remembering your true height. Roll your shoulders back and let your spine lengthen. Breathe deeply once, twice, until you feel the air travel the full length of your body. This, beloved, is what courage feels like in the flesh. It is not tension. It is alignment. The body and the soul standing in agreement. I know there are places in your life that still tremble with uncertainty. You wonder if you have what it takes, if you will recognize the moment when your strength is needed most. Hear this clearly. Courage will rise when it is called. It always has. It will again. You do not have to rehearse bravery. It lives in you like instinct, ready to awaken when love or purpose summons it. When fear begins to whisper that you are alone or unprepared, look down again. The same ground that holds you now connects to mountains, oceans, and continents beyond your sight. You are supported by something vast. And just as the earth never rushes to prove its power, you too can move in quiet confidence. There is no need for shouting or posturing. You are steady because you are rooted in truth. If you are carrying a decision that feels heavy, let courage take its rightful shape, not pressure, but peace. Courage steadies your hand, slows your racing thoughts, and clears the fog so you can see what is real. The right choice rarely demands panic. It feels like exhaling after holding your breath for too long. You may meet moments today that test this calm. When they come, pause before reacting. Feel your feet again. Let the earth's patience lend you its rhythm. Then act from that centered place, not from fear. This is how courage moves, measured, kind, and certain. You have mistaken endurance for courage before. Endurance keeps going because it must. Courage keeps going because it trusts. That trust is growing in you now. It is rewriting the stories that told you you were fragile or unworthy. It is reminding you that you are built from elements that outlast storms. Remember how the sunrise touched your face earlier. That same light now burns quietly within you. It will not fade when night comes again. Each time you face what once frightened you, the flame grows steadier. It is teaching you how to live unshaken, how to love without losing yourself, how to move forward without needing to see the entire path. The divine realm has opened a door no one can close, and courage is what carries you through it. Not the loud kind, but the grounded kind, the courage that feels like standing on solid earth, like breathing fully, like saying yes when peace whispers that it is time. So, beloved, as evening draws near again, remember this. The same ground that holds the mountains holds you. The same light that warms the sky burns quietly in your chest. Nothing can uproot you from what is meant for you. You are steady. You are strong. You are safe. Beloved, the circle is complete. The night that once felt endless has folded itself into peace. You have sat beside the window, breathed through the dark, listened for calm, and found it waiting like an old friend. You have remembered your key, met your guardians, seen the unshuttable door, and felt strength return like light through the trees. Now you stand before the threshold itself. The invitation is simple. Walk through. Do not look back with regret. Every closed door behind you has already served its purpose. Every silence, every detour, every delay hath been preparing this moment. The path ahead may still hold questions, but the presence that carried you through the night will walk beside you into the morning. You are not stepping into the unknown. You are stepping into a promise that has been kept for you. When you walk through, do it slowly. Let your breath lead the way. Let peace be the rhythm under your feet. This is not a sprint. It is a passage. You will feel something shift when you cross, a sense of air, of space, of relief. That is your soul remembering freedom. You will notice how the burden of proving yourself loosens, how your shoulders drop, how your chest opens enough to take a full breath. This is the sound of heaven's decree made real in your body. You may not hear applause, but if you listen closely, you will sense a quiet joy around you. The divine realm celebrates in stillness more than noise. It rejoices when a human heart says yes to love, yes to renewal, yes to the life already waiting on the other side of courage. Even now, a new current begins to move. It will find its way into your work, your relationships, your decisions. What once felt heavy will begin to flow again. If you wonder what to bring with you through this door, bring only what is alive. Leave guilt, comparison, and old fear in the room you are leaving. You do not need them in the new light. Bring your faith, however small. Bring your kindness, your honesty, your quiet gratitude. These are the treasures that will grow in the open air. They will become the seeds of new beginnings. Pause here a moment before you step across. Feel the warmth rising from the threshold, as if sunlight has pooled there waiting for your feet. It has. This is the light of completion, the number 144 whispered into being. It means the circle of love is whole, that what was promised has found its fulfillment, that you are safe to go forward. Say quietly, walking in peace, then take that step. On the other side, the air smells different, cleaner, freer. Your heart feels spacious again. You understand that nothing can close what heaven has opened, and that even when you face another night, You will know how to find the dawn. This is what renewal feels like. Not perfection, but belonging. You belong in this light. As you rest tonight, let this blessing settle over you. May your mind be clear, your heart unburdened, your body rested. May your path be bright with guidance and your days unfold in grace. May every closed door reveal its mercy, and every open one lead you home. May peace be the floor beneath your feet, and hope the air you breathe. May the angels keep you always in quiet protection until the morning finds you again. Sleep now, beloved. The door stands open, the path glows ahead, and love itself guards your steps.